And you're absolutely right. If we take a look over here, this is the tropical disturbance that could be affecting Floridians. So I have good news. This is Humberto. So this Humberto, it looks like it's not going to be affecting Floridians at all. And this is Gabrielle over here. I mean, it's way over, looking like it's headed towards Europe. So the good news is that we have Humberto is not going to be affecting us, but bad news is, Floridians, this tropical disturbance could be coming towards more so the north part of north central Florida. But let's look at Humberto and its current trajectory. You can see right now this encompasses today until Tuesday. It looks like it's headed towards North Carolina. So as mentioned, it won't be affecting Floridians, but this tropical disturbance in the Atlantic right now over the next 48 hours is something to watch out for. It looks like it's going to be affecting the southeast part of the U.S. So that is something to watch out for, Jacksonville natives. Look at this spaghetti model. It shows you, it looks like most of the models are agreeing it is going to be affecting the southeast, but nothing is definitive. Not to see what is going on in the Atlantic basin. So a big story right now is Jerry, but I want to give context to our audience about what it's looking like right now. This is the Atlantic coast for north central Florida. This right here is where Jerry is. Now, for perspective, that is 2,600 miles away. And you may say, oh, but it might be on its way here based off the trajectory of where it's headed. Let's see where that is going. Seeing from Tuesday to Friday, it is going westward, and then it's going to start to go northward. So as it stands right now, Jerry is no threat to north central Florida. But this is what Tropical Storm Melissa looks like right now. It is just developing right now, and as we're looking at the spaghetti models, it doesn't look like it will be affecting north central Florida, but I will go more in detail about it later. What's going on with Hurricane Melissa? As you can see, the path right now, it is in Jamaica or the Caribbean, however you want to describe it. It's right now in the Caribbean or Jamaica, and is to continue to go past Cuba into the Atlantic Ocean. As mentioned, it will not be coming anywhere near north central Florida. So this path right here shows that Melissa is not going to be affecting us at home. But let's look at the rain totals. You can see the rain totals, 19 inches of rain, Cuba getting up to 10. And even though it doesn't go directly over Haiti, 18 inches of rain, this is expected to get up to at least 10 inches of rain in Cuba. But as it makes its way into the Atlantic Ocean, it is going to weaken. Let's look at the impacts that Hurricane Melissa is having right now. Right now, since 1 p.m., it is near New Hope, Jamaica. It is expected to continue and have a dangerous impact. I mean, this is one of the strongest hurricanes that we've seen in the Atlantic Basin of all time. Away from home, let's talk about the big story. So these two are the potential tropical systems that are developing in the Atlantic, but I did want to put a little bit of attention on what's going on. So to explain this, the wind shear and drier air is preventing this from truly forming and becoming more of what it could be. Speaking of that drier air, this is the Saharan dust. The Saharan dust is the dry air that is truly preventing it from forming. But at Wednesday, good news, it's going to warm up a little bit. We are going to be seeing some good warm weather, as it's not going to get too hot, so it's going to get partly cloudy, and around lunchtime you should be seeing encompassing 60s and 70s. But later this week, another chance for rain that is potentially coming this weekend. Looking at this weekend, you can see Wednesday, beautiful weather. Thursday, beautiful weather. As we get to Thursday and Friday, you're going to see a little bit more cloudiness. Friday and Saturday, systems will be coming through, more cloudiness. But as we get to Sunday, the chances of rains really does pick up. And that's reflected on our 7-day outlook. As you can see, Wednesday and Thursday, beautiful weather. I mean, we're sitting in the 60s and the 70s, and it's cloudy, so it feels good outside. But as we get closer to the weekend, it definitely picks up the chances of showers because we have systems coming through. 20% on Friday, and it gets all the way up to potentially 60% on Sunday. But you can see the temperature's pretty consistent. We're looking at the 60s and 70s, and the chances of showers aren't likely for Monday, but the temperature is likely to stay consistent on this campus. Let's see what's going on with our radar. We can see all the way from Duval down to Marion County and from coast to coast. Depending on where you are right now in north central Florida, you may be seeing some showers in your area. This is a big story. So this is what we're looking at for Friday night, Halloween. It's going to be about 45. So as mentioned, it is going to be really cool, but that's just not Halloween. All of these days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is expected. But let's take a look on campus. What's going on right now? As we can see, there is no cloud cover affecting the campus as it speaks. It is pretty warm outside, about 79 degrees outside, 0 mile per hour wind gusts. I mean, the dew point is only 49. That is a story that I will be getting into later into the show. But it is expected to continue to be cloudy, partly cloudy, partly cloudy, and partly cloudy. The temperature is expected to continue to decrease as we get into the nighttime. And the highs, they're not getting that hot. I mean, you don't see any 60s across this board. I mean, Gainesville at 78, Stark, Florida 77. So that's pretty much to be expected. 50s are your lows, 70s are your highs. But looking at this futurecast, this was a big story. This cold front that is moving away was preventing Melissa, and this cold front, they're basically tag teaming Melissa and keeping Melissa away from north central Florida at all costs. Humidity is only 60, once again, thanks to the dry air. But I did want to bring attention to the wind gusts, as that is something I want to mention. Look at those along the coast. Those along the coast, you're seeing about 16-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but those more inland, you're going to see about 13, 12, 11. So those more inland, it is definitely not going to be more windy. We're getting winds from the northeast. And right now that wind could make it feel a little bit more breezier. But let's step away from north central Florida. Let's look at the southern part of America. You can see this high pressure, which will be coming to effect north central Florida come soon. And how it's going to affect us, it is going to clear up the skies. They call high pressure happy weather. Why? Because it's going to be more clear skies. It is going to feel amazing outside. But speaking of amazing feeling, this dry air right here, this dry air over north central Florida is clearing up the skies, preventing the chances of showers, preventing the chances of thunderstorms. It is suppressing everything. That is why it doesn't feel very muggy and uncomfortable outside, because of that dry air. But let's touch on tomorrow. Going into tomorrow, you should consider bringing a coat, as it will be a little bit more cool. Now, I do have some good news. It's great to be a Florida Gator, because it is going to feel amazing outside.